Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting edition of No Bards Allowed, a Dungeons & Dragons TTRPG podcast.
Wait, this is the exciting one? I thought this was going to be the boring one.
Could have been.
Okay.
We'll see. It could. Who knows?
Hi.
Hello. Welcome back. I am B. Felons, your dungeon master for this exciting campaign we're on, traversing through Bordura. And with me, I'm joined by some incredible players who are going to introduce themselves right now.
Hey, I'm Dart. I'm playing Arthur Page Llewellyn.
Hey, what up? I'm Shay. I'm playing Oz.
What's up? It's Fuse, and I'm playing Bilbin Billings.
And I'm Will, and I'm playing Saren. And I did return after I just left last episode.
It was very...
Wait, what?
At
he
the
just
end
left.
the last minute and a half of, if you listen, if you care to
It's
listen
like the
to
last 2 minutes. I just after he explains the puzzle, I'm like, fuck this.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I
that's
did.
right,
I just
yeah.
went to let the dog out, but I felt like it was most dramatic way. It was
That's also what my dad said.
It was literally a mic drop. Your
It was
mic,
so
like,
chaotic.
fell.
my mic literally fell over.
You left, and then Fuse stood up, and I was like, no, we gotta wrap it up. There may
not
be
done.
people listening. Who knows? So I'm sorry if you didn't listen. It was a great moment.
Just chaos in the House of Commons.
Yeah. They solved the freaking they brute forced their way through a puzzle.
No, we
last
solved
week.
it. We
I
fucking
Technically-
solved it the way that
technically it
I
was
thought
solved.
made sense to me.
I mean,
by pulling all the levers in any order.
DM, I'm just going to go ahead and say
If there's only
scoreboard.
4 levers, it's bound to happen.
There were 5 levers.
Okay, one of them was a fake lever.
It was a red
Exactly.
herring.
Fuck you.
Hey, but we solved it,
Hey,
so...
we're in,
True.
and that's all that matters.
We're in.
Yeah. Welcome back to another episode. We are excited to be here. How's everyone feeling today?
Feeling good?
So good. Trying to figure out the town outside of Area 51 with all the alien stuff, and I still can't figure it out. So
We're
This
trying to,
has been ongoing for
Yeah.
a few minutes
and
now.
I know we have
Like
the
10.
access to look this up, but we got it.
I'm looking it up right now, and I don't know why I can't find it.
the government
So,
said no.
yeah, if anyone has the answer, please let us know.
Yeah. Send it to us on Instagram DMs or Discord.
Respond to all of
I
our
don't know.
TikToks and all of our stories with the town.
Text me at 214.
That's actually the first 3 digits of Dart's phone number. So
Yeah, good luck finding out the
Yeah.
rest.
That's true.
Mathematically, you could maybe figure out the rest.
That
Yeah.
really helped.
7 more to go. Figure it out.
Well, does anyone have anything they want to talk about before we get into plan?
Probably not.
No, I think we're good.
I don't think so.
Cool. Great.
What?
That's awesome.
What would we talk about now?
Maybe what happened last time?
Yeah.
Where we left off?
We always do that.
I think-
we always do
I
that.
would-
Sounds like
I
we
wouldn't
should
mind
do
doing
that.
I think
Yeah.
Oz might have the recap for us.
Does Oz have the recap?
I think you might be right.
Oh my god.
Oh, I do.
Oz has the recap.
Well, if that's the case, then let's begin.
Strong start. Will not be editing that out.
Last time on No Bards Allowed, a creature disguised as a member of the Guardians of Salvation drew a sword and began attacking us. After striking many blows and Bilbin being knocked unconscious, Arthur was finally able to drop our assailant.
Yeah, I was able.
Upon inspecting the body, we realized that there was some sort of fungus that had overtaken the limbs of this past soldier's body. Saren and I found some peculiar books on the bookshelves it was messing with, and realized there was a series of levers disguised as whimsical books. After some struggle, we pulled them in the right order, and found our way into a room that appeared to be an old order of scribes' study that's existence had been lost to history. I was drawn to a spot on the wall where we found a different marking that Hera said was tied to the Church of Sambucius at some point in history, and in the vein of history, we also found a text in this study that had the name of Professor Zora Buffon, an elven woman who history remembers as a savior of our realm.
And that is where we pick up. We are still on the eve of getting into Demerara, having successfully helped Hera defend her library. She looks to you, Oz, and says, "What is it you found there?"
It seems to be a journal from one of the saviors.
Like from the Reckoning?
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Whose name is there?
Zora.
Zora Buffon, the great professor.
Professor Buffon, yes.
This is like an old friend of yours?
No, she is known for her heroics in defending Bastion when Bordura was put under attack from Vrothatir centuries ago. The little I know is that she rallied forces, and when they received warning, she helped get everyone into a safe space, and then they fought the evil wizard head on. At least that's what history remembers. You found a journal here?
Right?
Yeah, so the book that we talked about it a little bit on last episode, but basically what you found, it's less of it's journal in the sense that it's a journal in the sense that it seems like it's handwritten, but rather than her talking about it, you can gather based on the handwriting and being all the same, including her signature in the back, that she wrote everything in here. But rather than journal entries of personal epithets, it's really these stories that she's recorded. It looks like she must have interviewed people. It looks like these are personal first-hand accounts of the things that happened during the Reckoning, which if you want to give me a history check with advantage, Oz,
Yeah.
just about your knowledge on the Reckoning.
Yeah.
I'll give you guidance,
Guidance.
just in case advantage wasn't enough.
Take
Bill-
that guidance.
Bilbin holds his right hand on your shoulder, but doesn't give you guidance, but
Just gives you moral support.
sees Saren do something cool, so he goes over to you and just
That was not good guidance.
no.
13.
Oh no.
13. You know exactly what you've learned in your years as a history professor. I don't know that it's been you've studied the history of the realm, and this is an important event. I don't think that Zora has been your biggest focus when it comes to learning about the history of the Reckoning. I think in your studies, I think you know what the Reckoning was. Like I think the events, it was some people call it a war, some people don't. It happened really quickly. It was basically what you remember of it. And even with the 13, based on your background, you know that there was a quiet invasion. Basically, these forces, Vrothatir is this continent that was formed after the War from Above, an earlier historical event where basically people that looked like you, hobgoblins, goblins, trolls, all of that, those that didn't escape into the mountains or into the Underdark, some were slaughtered. Those that had use of magic, and the rest of them were shown the smallest amount of civility ever. And they basically said, here are some ships, and here's a charted map to an island that who knows if it'll support life. And they were sent away. Their people built a world. Vrothatir is, and still is, a continent made up of hobgoblins, goblins, gnomes, trolls, orcs, ogres, all sorts of creatures that were not allowed here, and they've built a society across the sea. But there were many people in Bordura that were unhappy with how the Voxes of the times had abandoned these people, and they were struggling because they did not have magic until this evil wizard Marth went over there, kind of as like an expat, and basically taught magic and reintroduced it to these people. So anyways, you know the Reckoning for Marth and this group of soldiers and magic users, that they had basically quietly sailed ships up along the southern coast, and were going to try to, Bastion being the stronghold at the time, they were going to try to drop that first. And once they won Bastion, they were going to try to wage war across the continent. And this Zora was what you know is one of the main people in history books and stories that helped stop the invasion and put an end to this evil wizard.
So I think like doing so, like Oz like flips through and kind of just maybe like reads like a couple of little short things, and it seems to be like an account from people she's interviewing, having interviews. Seems.
That's very interesting. I don't know that there's any, to my knowledge, there's no record of this being published in any way before, so this might be a novel discovery you've made here.
It's a good find.
Yeah.
Did this person live here?
I think
Like, I'm surprised that you didn't know about this room.
I have a city records book where you can basically look for property records in the city of Demerara. I have never heard of Zora living in Demerara. The things I knew and studied were that she, when Bastion fell, she moved to Greenbrier, which is now New Samaritan City. But she moved there and helped refugees and helped write things, get people settled, and then records of her, to my knowledge, in terms of recorded history, she just kind of disappeared at some point. But it seems like she's been here, so we can always check the public housing records. And
Well, if you didn't even know that this place existed, then it isn't necessarily surprising that you didn't, or the public records didn't know that she ever lived here.
yeah,
Obviously was trying to keep it a secret, even from her own order.
well, I don't know. It's very strange. I am the first order member to represent Demerara in some time. So
What was going on in this library before you were here? Was it not the order? I don't know anything about the
How
order. really.
old is your order? Like, would it go that far back?
I mean, the Order of Scribes has been around for a long time. Magic has been. Magic came to be in this world over 1,000 years ago, and
The order has been around since recorded history, as far as I understand.
yes, but this
And
is
how
this-
long has that been that we've been recording history?
Thousands of years old.
Oh, it's a long time.
So, anyways, this library is not an Order of Scribes library. This is the public library. I just happen to work here and be a member of the Order of Scribes.
All right, I understand.
The fact
now.
that there have been, I know that there have historically been other order members in Demerara and that have been here, but I did not know that they worked at the library. And
Would there be any record of the last order members that were in Demerara that we could maybe find out who was using this room most recently?
yeah, let me. I have a book of most recent order members. I can pull that out. And if we want, we can look through the public records. I'm a little curious the fact that Zora Buffon's journal is in this room.
It might be good to do both. I can imagine or rather, I certainly don't imagine anyone living in this room. So this person was here and they at any point lived in town. It could be that whatever piece we're missing for the crest over there could be in another location that maybe they once called home.
It's true.
I don't know.
Well, let me go pull. I'll go pull our housing records,
Sure.
and I can find my scribe history and see when the last.
We should probably all. Do we need to do anything else in here? I think we can probably all.
I was gonna say I also want to. I may have tried to go notify. I don't know. I'll wait till the morning. I would like to tell somebody that there is a dead
Plant guy?
plant guy. Yes. The fact that it's a guardian of salvation, I would rather be forthcoming, I feel like, and make sure that we don't. It's a weird
Right.
situation.
And it's
but,
even more interesting now that we found this piece of literature.
yeah. I'm still.
Why was this thing trying to get inside?
I don't know. It's very strange. It seems like this magical reading you and I have both gotten is some sort of door that needs a key.
So you think this plant armor thing that is portraying itself as a state member or whatever, you think that that's what's been causing you issues recently and kind of spooking you?
Everyone can make a perception or insight check, thinking about, as we're all talking about this thing of this creature standing in the room.
Which book do we pull to get out of here? Because I'm pretty tired.
Oh, we have to touch the Order of Scribes symbol above the wall, right?
Yeah.
I can't reach it. Can you do that for me?
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you.
I gotcha.
So I'm saying we should all just go out together so that nobody gets stuck in here.
Yeah, as fascinating as this all is, I got an early morning meeting with Finster, so I think I'm going to go to bed.
Right. Yeah, I think that's fine. I got a 17 insight.
Cool.
6 insight.
I think Hera says to you all, as she also rolled an insight check, just kind of looking around this space, and says, well, I know the whites of this creature, this person, whatever they were, his eyes were stark white. I'm wondering if maybe they found their way into this room, but maybe they couldn't see a way to get out or didn't know a way to get out.
Wait, the creature was in the main library area.
The creature
was trying to get into
creature was
this
in the
room.
main library area. It was pawing at the bookshelf.
Right.
So the books on that bookshelf were off, and then when you got into this room, there were also there were bookshelves, but this room is a mess right now.
But there's no other entrance into this room?
That we know.
So it seemed like it was trying to get back into this room, but also we couldn't find a way that it entered in the first place.
What I think Oz rolled well enough on insight and like with detecting magic, that I think you're assuming there's some sort of that magical energy with the symbol on the wall is some sort of
passageway.
Hera talked about old passageways that used to be under the city.
Yeah.
That ran from she explained to you that basically where the church stands now a long time ago was a castle.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it was said that there were like passageways that led from the castle like throughout the city.
But we didn't see another entrance into this small room.
Well, and similarly,
Well, it couldn't get out into the library if it didn't have a symbol of the Order of Scribes, though. So that it could not have come.
It was just a button on the wall. The Order of the Scribes was a symbol on the wall, but it was just the symbol was just a button that you pressed.
remember we just touched it. To
Yeah,
like,
it's-
get the sound first.
I didn't know that. I understood it last session as I put my sign symbol up there,
Nope.
and then
No, it's literally
button.
like it looks like a button basically carved into.
okay, I misunderstood you then. Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out where this thing came from.
So
because
that's
it didn't
where I was
come in
getting
through
at,
the
too.
front
Yeah,
door.
so how did it
and
get
it
in
seemed
the
like
building?
it came in through this secret room. But
maybe it came through here and was trying to get back.
And there's
in.
apparently passages under Demerara, but we haven't seen an entrance into this room.
Well, so what I think on that insight and what I think Hera, who's like seeing the symbol that had magic imbued, I think you are assuming, Saren, along with Hera right now, that whatever this symbol of Sambucius is, or from the kingdom gone by, whatever it may be, like this is a doorway of some sort.
right.
So,
I mean,
So
it
there
could
is a
be,
but
passageway.
there's
That's
no
what
visible
we're-
signs, is what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
we
see-
can't figure out how to open it if it's there, but we think it's there.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It
Well,
is a
I'm not
wa-
an investigator, so I wouldn't know
I'm
that.
just a farmer.
I'm just a farmer.
Yeah, I'm kind of just the muscle.
I don't know heads or
It could
tails
be
about
too
this stone
with
work.
the Sambucius stuff. It could be that what we need to open this is in the church, some sort of artifact or memento being protected.
Can I tell how thick this wall is?
Like stone shape.
the
Lurgy, we need stone shape.
like the magic
No.
coming on from beyond the wall. Like does it seem that I could cast a spell and blow a hole in this wall?
Hard to say. I think you don't know what kind of wards lie on it. Clearly there's magic on this wall that is needing a key. I would say you can give an Arcana check if you want to see if you can figure out if there's any other sorts of wards that might protect from an attack being made against this wall, basically.
Dirty 20.
So thick wall. Yeah.
Thick.
And
Two C's.
Yes.
you would think that because because it looks like there is a key to get through here, that there are probably wards. Like if you were to cast a spell at this wall, that it might work, but it also might rebound, or like you might, there could be a risk of you might be able to make a hole in this wall, but there might end up being some sort of adverse effects.
Cool. Yeah. Oz looks at the wall, then turns back towards the button.
Yeah, let's head back out. I want to see if we can figure out where the thing came in from, if it didn't come from in here. And then, yeah, I mean, we do need to sleep at some point.
Sleep first. We'll figure this out in the morning.
Well,
Alright.
I know, Harry, you wanted to alert somebody about this thing.
Yeah, I can run out. They've been, the Guardians have been patrolling the streets at night. I can pop my head out and let them know, and I'll find those records. We can, if you want to look at them tonight, we can. Otherwise, we can all get some rest. And
I think the rest can wait for the morning.
okay, you exit this space. Here goes to alert some Guardians of what happened, and very shortly afterwards, you see a couple Guardians come with basically like a gurney and collect the body.
Can I make a perception check on these Guardians or insight?
Yeah, absolutely. What are you looking into them for?
Physical characteristics and watching them as they pick up this body into the gurney. Do they seem surprised about the fact that this is a plant now? Do they seem like they are trying to hide something, basically?
Cool.
I would also, if I had the opportunity, try and at least make sure I heard both of them speak,
Okay.
and make sure one of them is not just another puppet, basically.
Insight? Okay.
Sure.
18.
These two people, it is two other Guardians. Bilbin, you know for sure that the Guardians are not just they're not just paladins or knights or clerics, or like they kind of span the ranges of different people with whether it's fighting capabilities or magic abilities. Like the Guardians are a band of people that their goal is to be able to assist in many different ways. They're protectors.
Adventures gone corporate, basically.
Sure. You see two people that are absolutely shocked.
Cool.
And I would say they even we can role play through some of it if you want, but I think they would all probably collectively, like the two of them would probably ask you all for accounts of what had happened and what had been going on. But based on an insight into them, they look shocked. They are. You get the vibe based on their body language that they were afraid of this. Seemingly this is they're clearly, there aren't a million Guardians here. They had basically a platoon sent into the city. So it looks like this is a fallen brother.
Okay. When you say they were afraid of this, they're afraid of losing.
Yeah,
Specifically.
Yeah,
one of them becoming a plant.
This confirms that this missing member of the Guardians, however long they've been missing, is gone. And they
I would definitely follow that up with, well, how long's this person been? You recognize this person?
Yes.
You know how long they've been missing?
They look to you and they say, yeah, we got to town a couple weeks ago, and, well, I think 5 or 6 nights ago we had been out patrolling the streets, and then when we met, we've had different paroles around town, basically, but when we met in the morning, Gareth was missing, and
Gareth?
yeah, that was his name.
So he went missing about 5 or 6 nights ago?
Yeah.
And you ever seen anything like this?
No, this is,
Like plant person?
I've never seen anything like this. It's in our it's interesting because all the things that are going on here are related to troubles with crops and restaurants having issues. So
That's what I've been hearing.
yeah. So we've been doing our best to try and get to the bottom of this, but this is, unfortunately, this is a new lead, or maybe our best lead, but
Can I jump in on this conversation?
yeah, you're all here. Yeah.
from what we've seen since we got into town, it seems like you guys usually travel and patrol in pairs. Was anyone with Gareth? Sorry, the night he went missing.
We don't always patrol in pairs. We're
Okay.
at night here. We've kind of just been doing loops of the city and
Sure.
like,
Patrol
watching our
alone?
code. Yeah, I mean in the
Doesn't seem very wise.
I mean, it's farm country. There's not generally a lot to be afraid of.
yeah, and I
You
mean,
ever farmed before?
Skinwalkers.
No, I mean honestly, we were called here because to investigate, but it's not that there have been people getting sick, but as far as we know, there haven't been reports of violence at all. So the fact that he would miss it, I mean, this is
Well, and he wasn't showing any signs of illness or anything beforehand, right?
no. We saw him that night, and it was
You never farmed before?
I've done a little bit of farming.
It can be
Arthur.
dangerous work, I'll tell you that.
I believe it. Do you share with them anything about the passageways or any of the underground stuff?
Hey, don't look at me. I don't know shit about that.
I would not.
Would not.
Cool.
I think I would say enough to say like, oh, we found him, just like yanking books out of shelves,
Trying to do
But,
some light reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they're like pretty in shock still, and said, "Well, we might pop by at some point tomorrow, but otherwise we'll thank you all for your cooperation and thank you for letting us know that you found our friend.
Always happy to help.
My condolences.
Thank you."
Bilbin does not give condolences.
Just imagine Bilbin just like arms crossed in the corner. Like,
I'm kind of just watching it all unfold.
Make a perception check.
I'm not really that jarred by a guardian dead. I'm just more so like trying to get to the bottom of this fire / outbreak of was it mycelium?
yeah. Wait. Can we? I feel like I may have asked this last time, but this like mushroom growth doesn't resemble what we saw at the village north of Dublin in any way, right?
No.
Okay.
13 on perception.
You feel like they noticed your garb as a Das House member, and they didn't acknowledge it at all.
Oh,
So
I'm.
you not acknowledging them, they also did not acknowledge you.
Oh, I didn't acknowledge them.
I know, yeah. They,
Tensions
I didn't
run
acknowledge
high.
them so hard.
yeah.
The air is thin.
It's thin?
Yes,
Air is thin with tension.
air is thin, taut with tension.
Like you're on the top of a mountain.
Yes, hard to breathe.
It's getting weirdly sexual.
Like
now.
a smoke-filled room.
All right, I'm going to bed. This is getting weird.
Shall we sleep here, or should we bunk up somewhere else for the night? Looks like Arthur might be snoozing.
Yeah, I don't. I know it seems like we prevented or put a stop to the threat, but I don't feel like now's the time to leave Hera alone in a dark library.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't about to leave Hera alone. That's not at all what I was trying to do. Hera, did you maybe have somewhere that we could bunk up for the night?
I mean, yeah. I mean, this is where if we're staying at the library, where we're set up is perfectly adequate.
Maybe.
Yeah. And Hera, if you needed to like bunk right next to me, that'd be totally all right with me. I wouldn't mind,
I'm fine with that. I mean, I'm happy
All
to-
right, good night, everybody.
Night ass.
Not everybody.
Good night.
You all go to bed. You can mark a long rest.
Yay.
I get those 2 hit points back, baby.
Nothing
Let's
else.
go.
Nothing else happens in the middle of the night.
Spells
Doubt
back,
it.
baby.
Fucking.
Yeah, I used all my spell slots.
I had one left because I was saving it to try to blow up the wall. But,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
How's everyone sleep? Does anyone feel like they have any dreams about anything? Or
I dream of Hera. Bilbin has a dream of Hera and himself having a
I hope that I'm not sleeping next to Bilbin.
a nice casserole together
Oh my god.
at Trish's.
Just Candlelit dinner, big old casserole dish,
Fat casserole dish.
2 spoons,
2 spoons.
sporks, I guess.
Just like Lady and the Tramping, one straight onion string.
Yeah, there's only sporks in the Douse house, by the way. They only know
course.
one
Oh
utensil.
my God.
What else would you eat a casserole with?
I mean, it's a perfect utensil.
Honestly, it's
perfect
a perfect
ve-
utensil
perfect
for
vessel.
a casserole.
Truly.
Cool. Belvin dreams of Hera and Trishis in the Dow's house. What about everyone else?
I think I have pleasant dreams with a 19 on the die.
Cool. Love it.
Oz.
Drop something else?
Yeah, I dropped my phone.
Oz
Jay,
is-
Got it.
stop dropping things.
Oz is drunk.
It's the I think a phone case on just makes it super slippery. Oz has a dream, and he dreams. First off, you see stars, and then he sees. It's like he's looking up at this night sky, and then water erupts over the view, and he's sinking to the bottom, and he hits the bottom, and there is a chest with a ruby socket, and he tries to grab it, and he's pulled further and further away, and the view just kind of vignettes into like a dark little and he wakes up.
Cool. That's awesome.
Cold sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Dreaming of treasure.
Running, falling from God,
Thank you.
falling
Yes.
from grace.
No, it's too
Nice.
much. We can't sing
Sorry,
anymore.
this is-
Yeah.
No bards allowed, dude.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no,
Oh,
copyright,
yeah, you're right, you're
copyright, and that.
Saren, do you have any sort of dreams or anything that you think about as you take your long rest for the night?
I think I sleep most of the night pretty soundly, and then just right as I'm about to wake up, I think I wake up very abruptly, like sit up straight and just catch like almost like a trick of whatever little light is in the space. I like watch a little like spark dim out of my hand, and I'm awake now, dude.
There you go. Everyone wakes up. We hit the morning in Demerara. We've been on. You all met each other 5 or so days ago. This point, and a new day. What's everyone do in the morning? The things that are true are that you are making your way to New Samaritan City, but also you all agreed to. Not only is Arthur going with Finster to do some shopping at the local market, but also you have all been offered a chance to eat at the chef's table, it would seem.
It's true.
So you have dinner plans tonight. So you're staying in this city for one more night, it would seem. Probably will need to figure out where you're going to stay this evening as well.
Did we set? I can't remember. Did we set a time, Finster and I, for shopping? Just like early
it was
morning,
Like
kind
9
of vibe?
a.m. Right?
I think it.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
it was something like like 9 or like first light or something like that.
Okay.
It was early.
Yeah. When people would have their freshest
Yeah.
things out. I mean, I would definitely, as Arthur always does, wake up early. I would probably go, since we're staying in a library, I would go out and try to find a place to get like some tea or some coffee. Walk around in the light of day, seeing the city for what it is when it's not like fucking past 9 p.m.
Cool. Does anyone wake up early and potentially join Arthur? Or is this a solo adventure?
I'm a 10, 11 a.m. guy, so like,
Christ. Of course you are.
yeah.
Definitely up, but I think I am.
You want some coffee, Saren?
I mean, yeah, maybe. I didn't sleep great. I think I like kind of look at you. I look down at and like reading the journal I picked up from the little cottage. Then I'm like, fuck it. All right, yeah.
I could bring you
let's go
some
get
of that.
No, I'll come
You're
with
busy?
you. No, I'll come with you.
Something troubling you?
Nothing new.
So something old is troubling you.
It's a way of putting it.
I know how that goes.
Yeah,
You want to talk about it at all, or
not even a little bit.
fair enough? Let's
Oh,
go
yeah.
find some coffee.
Let's find some coffee.
Awesome. You, the two of you, get up early and you head out around downtown. As you walk out into the main drag. Still early. You don't have to meet Finster for a little while still. You see it's quiet. There's mist and dew. There's not a lot of vegetation right now because it's still so early in the spring, but the streets are quiet. The sun is shining, or rising rather. So you're getting this natural light coming straight towards you as you traverse across town. You can walk for a couple blocks, and you don't even make it all the way to the church, I would say, before you see a cafe. It's called Dulce. Yeah.
Well, this looks promising.
Sweet.
Yeah, it looks like there's some sort of like coffee cafe and patisserie. Several small tables out front. There's a few people. You pass a few people, but it's still relatively early, so the town's not bustling yet.
Morning.
Good
Morning.
morning.
Morning. Someone says.
NPCs from all over this fucking room.
Good day to you.
Well, you as well.
Yeah, some deranged person that happens to live in this quaint little
The
town.
name is Arthur Page Llewellyn.
I'm Stevis.
All right, you pass along there, Stevis.
Fuse, the NPC names you come up with are just
Almost as crazy as the PC names you come up with.
What are you looking at?
I don't know. What am I looking at?
Well, it seems like you're looking at my face.
I guess so.
Just run along now. I'm just minding my own business, sweeping my store.
You're sweeping your store?
Run along now.
You're on the street. You know that, right?
Yeah, the street is my store.
Well, we met the local wildlife.
yeah.
Stevis is setting up like carts for.
I think
for selling.
Stevis thinks he's setting up a cart.
Yeah, Arthur, can you roll an insight check
Yeah.
for me? You can have advantage too.
Great,
You know,
thank you.
you know people
I'm
pretty well.
envisioning like putting a blanket out.
That's a
with, like,
17.
You see what Stevis thinks is a cart is just like a cardboard like box. It's folded out, but it's like a box on the side, and he's got like 3 coconut shells. And he looks like he's gonna play like the like gambling key game, whereas
Yes, that's exactly Stevis.
and you see a guardian walks by at that time, and he's like, "Hey, Stevis, what have we told you? No gambling on the street.
I'm just sweeping here. I'm just sweeping.
All right, I see that box. Get out.
Oh, get the old man.
We told you.
He said he was setting up shop, so I think that, yeah.
I will collect your things.
I'm
if
running
I catch
along.
you.
I'm running along.
All right.
Okay, nothing to see here.
Stevis packs up his things and heads away as this guardian has put an end to him trying to take advantage of people on the streets.
Well, anyways.
Fuck, that's funny. Y'all meet Stevis along with...
We just met the BBG guys.
Can't wait for Stevis to come back.
Stevis as played by Fuse.
Stevis goes to every town.
Oh no.
He seems like a wandering grifter to me. We'll probably see him in New Samaritan.
You see Dulce, a little patisserie. There's some tables up front. A couple people having a conversation at one of the tables outside.
Does it look like they're eating delicious pastries?
Yeah, they look incredible.
All right, this looks like the spot.
And then you,
All right, after you.
the other thing you notice is in front of the building, reading a book and no longer dressed in
Fencing attire.
but dressed in like a striped button-down blouse tucked into waist-high black pants and a pair of boots is Fox Giarratano.
Damn it! Of course she's here.
Sipping on, it looks like she's sipping on a cappuccino and eating a croissant and reading, and
Of course she is. She's so cool.
she looks up. She looks up as she looks up and says, "Well, hello there, Arthur. Was it?"
Indeed, Arthur Page alone.
Good to see you.
Geratona?
Yeah, Jer is fine.
Jer,
yeah.
that's right.
Nice to see you again. And this is, you were not the friend that I met Arthur with yesterday. What's your name?
No, I don't think we met. Saren.
Jer, pleasure to meet you.
Honor.
Heard that you all had an interesting night.
Oh, you heard about that?
Yeah, the Guardians came and alerted me as soon as everything happened. So I am. Thank you for taking care of that. I don't know that any more light has been shed on what's been happening in our fair city, but
You don't know what's happened in your fair city?
I mean, I know what's. I mean, Thank you. We have some ideas. I take it Hera told you some of the things that are going on, but
Oh, that's just the cat. Get on now.
Stevis, we told you, go away.
I'm making my way. I just happened to be shooing away the cat.
Stevis, there's not a cat there.
Oh.
yeah, unfortunately, Demerara is known for its wonderful restaurants and cafes and hospitality, and we're also known for having one of the most lush, rich areas for farming throughout the entirety of Bordura. So, I mean, the things, as Fox of this town, ultimately, the things we're trying to figure out is the farmers have had issues with crops coming in. Almost every restaurant in the city has had issues at some point in the last several weeks, but it's...
Except for yours, right?
Oh, I don't have a... I
you don't
know
have a restaurant?
I don't own any restaurants. I have a bar.
Is this one of yours?
No, this is not. I'm the proprietor of another cafe in town.
And you're not there?
Oh no, I'd like to support all the local businesses when I can. So
Good for you.
Thanks.
Give her a thumbs up.
Anyways, thank you again for keeping Hera safe. She's a wonderful, important member of our community, and I'm so glad she wasn't there alone to face whatever became of that Guardian. We're figuring it out, I think. I've got some meetings with small business owners meeting this afternoon. And then I'll be popping out. Me and the High Priestess will be going out to one of the farms later today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got a report late yesterday. The High Priestess was who I was speaking with when we bumped into each other yesterday. But
Right.
we got another report yesterday that another farm has had blight of some kind hit their crops, and they were growing in fine, and then all of a sudden, just dead. So
Doesn't seem like a coincidence to me.
I don't think it is.
You need an extra set of eyes? Sorry.
I mean,
I was just gonna ask, shouldn't the Guardians be going with you? Is that not what they're here for?
we will have a couple Guardians going with us, but if you all would like to join, you're more than welcome to.
I'm a farmer, so I know a thing or two about. Yeah, I know a thing or two about crops.
I mean, I would not be opposed at all.
Not in this region, but I mean,
Sure.
plant's a plant.
I mean, it seems like you all proved yourselves as capable last night, so I would be more than happy to have you all join us. We'll be going this afternoon after the meetings this morning, so we'll be meeting outside of the church around 2 p.m. today. If you and your I know you said you were traveling, Arthur, with a few other people, but if you'd like to join us at all, I would love your expertise. And
yeah, we'll see. I've got a busy schedule here, but we could maybe find a way to make it work.
oh, great. Well, if you can accommodate it, that's lovely. But otherwise, and then she finishes her cappuccino, and you notice she's reading like a smutty romance novel. And
I hate when the DM puts themselves in as an NPC.
I hate when the DM tries to make me like people that are clearly villains.
No. Can I actually roll insight though?
Yeah.
How smutty is this book?
No, like we're talking, and Grant, like Arthur talks to everyone fairly colloquially, but we're talking to the Vox of this town in which we are guests.
yeah.
And is she at all rubbed the wrong way by Arthur being like, well, it might be too busy for you, but
Yeah, if you want to, you can. If you want to roll, you can.
yeah, like I think
Yeah, roll perception or insight, whatever you
Is
feel
there
like
any
would-
way that you would allow me to give him advantage because I was doing that in a fishing way?
Sure.
Cool.
Sick.
let's see. It's not fantastic, but that is a 14 perception.
I think today with a 14 perception and Arthur helping, and I think what you're noticing today in the light is that Vox Omar was a relatively young man. I mean, Omar was probably in his mid 40s, maybe as a human. Geritana's like 35. Like she's
Okay.
seems very young for
For someone in this kind of position.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I would say is I don't know that either of you know. You're welcome to roll history, I guess, too, if either of you want to. I don't know that. I
Hell
don't think
no.
either of y'all would know a lot about who she is as a person.
Not a chance.
You gathered that she was the Vox because you saw a sign on a hotel that she clearly owned yesterday.
Yep.
And then you bumped into her, but I don't think you. Yeah, I don't think you know her story, but she didn't seem at all. I would say she seems like she was genuinely appreciative and also like genuine invitation that
Yeah.
you just received to.
Doesn't seem like perturbed.
No.
She seems, at least from the interaction that I've had with her, very down to just kind of talk.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like more of like a down to earth political figure.
I think like that's
In a
the,
way.
Yeah, that's the vibe. I mean, and that's where like you saw. Ultimately, I think Arthur maybe had some bad vibes yesterday. But
What do you mean had?
Has bad vibes. You went to Rum. I think you went to Rum and you wanted to hate Diego, and then by the end you liked Diego. And so I just think like, yeah, I think who knows what the deal is.
You're
what the deal
right.
is with the
You're
box of this town.
right.
But I think you can gather that she is at the most baseline level, shooting straight and happy to talk and genuine
Cool.
warm welcome to this place where she is the leader.
Bill Clinton sort of vibe.
Oh no.
I don't think so. Maybe.
My favorite food is fries.
Oh God.
I play the saxophone.
Not Bill Clinton vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Bilbin Clinton,
Oh, great.
who I'm named after.
For president.
whom of
Vox
which,
Bilbin Clinton. Yeah, that
whom
was
of
for
which
sure.
Bilbin is named after.
Yeah, he was for sure. He was a Vox. It was something at some point.
I mean, Clintons are everywhere, so I don't.
So true.
I don't doubt
Until
it.
they're not.
Super common fantasy last name Clinton.
Yeah.
Gotta be a
Hilariel
Half-elf. I don't
Clinton.
Definitely half elf.
Yeah. But anyways, yes. So that is what you.
Cool.
She gathers her things and says, anyways, I do have to get going. I have lots to do, things to prepare for this meeting today, but I will, if you can make it this afternoon, that would be lovely. If not, offer still stands. If you're staying in town at all, I'm more than happy to put you up in the Maison de Rêve. There's several other hotels around downtown too. But yeah, if you need somewhere to stay, I'm happy to reserve a space for you there as well. So
All right.
I appreciate it. Well,
Thank you.
yeah,
We'll
pleasure.
go, we'll go with the others, and we may see you this afternoon.
Great. Pleasure to see you again, Arthur. And
Good
Sarah,
morning,
very nice to
indeed.
meet you.
Honor.
Let's get some beignets.
I don't even know what that is.
Y'all go into Dulce and
Mhm.
there's delicious looking pastries.
Arthur's a red eye kind of guy, I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you like a red eye?
Yep.
Awesome. That's coffee and Sorry, this is my first day.
Oh no, that's fine.
Is that
It's just more coffee, basically, just espresso in the coffee.
okay?
Can
Great.
you do that?
Yeah, I'd love to.
If not, I would just take it on the side.
No,
I'm not particular.
No, I'm happy to do that. That's perfect.
You like it so far?
Yeah, it's such a cool. This looks like a 18-year-old maybe like just like, oh yeah, I'm just this is my first job and I'm excited.
You're doing great.
This place
so
is
far.
so cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you've got a good future ahead of yourself.
Well, thank you. That's very kind. All right, Red Eye. And for you?
I don't. I think I'm like looking at this menu and just like, what the fuck are all these? What do you like?
Well, well, I'm still learning all the things, but when I would come here with my parents, we do like a lavender latte that's really good.
I was about to say, Saren seems like a lavender latte kind of guy.
I don't know if that's something that you like, but it's really tasty.
He's
I
gonna
don't
love
think
it.
I've ever had lavender in coffee, but I'll try it.
I think
Yeah.
it's. Okay. Yeah. If you
Yeah,
don't like it, I
mean,
can make you something else too. But I
I'm
think
sure it'll be fine.
okay. Oh, great. All right. Anything else for?
Well, just a dozen beignets with some caramel. I heard that was the talk of the town.
Oh, a dozen. Okay. Excellent. I
Yeah,
will,
and whatever Saren wants.
I got the latte.
Oh, great.
perfect.
Maybe you got a chocolate croissant
Yeah,
and an almond too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you have any savory croissants too?
We have I believe like a ham and Gruyere.
Perfect.
Chris-
Yeah, we'll
Yeah?
have a couple of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just box them all away, and I'll put 5 gold on the counter.
Oh, okay.
I hope this will cover it.
No,
I'm
that's
not sure.
that's more than. Yeah. Do you want change?
No,
or-
no, I don't know.
Oh well, thank you. Yeah, that's perfect. I'll we'll get working on that. And what's your name?
My name is Arthur Page Llewellyn. And
Oh.
how about you?
Eloise.
Well, it's wonderful to meet you, Eloise. You're a great first day. Great
Well-
impression.
Well, thank you. I will call your name Arthur as soon as we've got everything ready for you.
Hey, me and Saren will be right here.
Perfect. They whip up your
Great.
red eye and your lavender latte and pack up all the pastries. You get handed like a big box and like they're warm in there. And
I want some pastries now in real life.
and yeah, you go to that's Dulce.
Perfect.
Y'all
This
had
seems like a lot of food, Arthur.
What do you mean?
It just seems like a lot. I mean, there's only
Well, aren't you hungry?
5 of us. I mean, a little, but I usually don't eat heavy in the morning. I feel like that's...
Sometimes I get a little carried away. I just want one thing and then another and then another. And, well, the Llewellyn clan always had big spreads in the morning, so it feels like a little piece of home when I get to provide the same sort of thing, I guess. Here's the thing. Take a sip of your latte
Okay.
and then have one of these beignets. Tell me what you think.
I'll do it when we get back. I'm kind of have my hands full with these boxes. You ordered so many.
Saren's just holding all of the pastries and was like, do.
y'all
Thanks, young man.
As I like tower over you. Twice your height.
y'all head back to the library. When you get back, everyone else rising at this point. I think Hera's up and like she has a little coffee she like has a little like coffee brewing set up at the library as well for early mornings. And so I think when y'all get back, I don't know if Oz or Bilbin you're up with her, but she's like brewing coffee as y'all get back from your run.
Yeah, definitely just in good conversation with Hera over a cup of coffee.
Oh, who knows if it's good?
Well, Bilbin thinks it's good
Perception.
conversation. But just chatting up Hera, like talking about,
So what is it? So the Dow's house,
Yeah.
so you're like you like put fires out in the city, or is it
Yeah, I'm what they call kind of the heroes of the town. Where,
you're a hero?
well, that's not the term I give myself, you see.
You just did though.
Well, I'm just repeating what other people have said. But
All right.
I go out, and whenever there's a wildfire, I go in there and take it by its neck and douse it.
You take the wildfire by its neck and you douse it.
Yeah, I'm being a little, metaphorical here, but essentially,
Sure. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, metaphor's not lost on me. I understand.
essentially, I go in, and whenever there's a wildfire, me and my boys are called. We show up, we take it out.
Well, that's very cool. That's a really brave thing you do.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah, heroes. No, yeah, it sounds heroic for sure.
Well, and again, you said it, not me.
All right, all right. That's 25% true.
But this coffee is great. This is.
Oh, thank you. I try to keep good. Yeah, we have some couple good local roasters, and we try to keep some stuff around. Sometimes I have early mornings or late nights, and when the cafes close, I try. Nice to have something around. And
Yeah, I mean, my buddy Oz would just kill for a cup of coffee like this. Oz, where you at?
No, what? I'm right here.
Oz, do you want a cup of coffee here by Hera?
I already have one.
Oh, look at that.
yeah, I'll beat you awake this morning. But
My goodness.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not the earliest riser.
Hey, that's okay. We don't all have to be. Hera has laid out. It's not like a super. It's not like this official document, but she basically has like a book with like a list of like former order members from Demerara, and it looks like there hasn't been. There was another order member within the last like 50 or so years, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they worked at the library. Like again, it's that thing of like there are a lot of like there is still like there's like the library stores public records, but there's also probably some sort of like most of these towns have like city halls and like there's like there's probably like a public works building. So like not everyone that's in Order of the like you're a history professor and you are trying to join the Order of Scribes. So it's not necessarily that everybody in Demerara that's ever been an Order member has worked for the library, and that's what like the records show. Hera's like, well, I think that it looks like the last Order of Scribes member that actually worked in the library. It looks like there was a few in a row a long time ago, but it looks like it's been, hundreds of years. It looks like since the last time one of them actually worked here in the library. That's interesting.
Well, it was worth a shot. I feel that if there's these secret pathways. Maybe the church might have an idea.
Yeah, when was the church when did it stop being a castle and get turned into a church?
Welcome back. First of all, this coffee and this pastry looks delicious.
Yeah, I'm just like looking over Oz's shoulder, but like with this giant box.
We got some pastries from Dolce.
Honestly, I could use a pastry. Thank you very much. That's lovely.
Beignets, few different kinds of croissants, whatever you want.
Perfect. Ooh, the beignets are delightful.
That was what Geritana was saying.
Oh, you saw the Vox. She tries to get out early and just go to the different coffee shop around town and go. Yeah, she's out. She tries to be out in the town when she can. She's a busy woman.
She seems friendly.
Yeah.
I can't make up my mind about her, though.
She is not much older than me and probably about the same age as a couple of you, and she's the busiest person I've ever seen. So she's kind. She's constantly running around, and it's hard to... between being the Vox and owning a few businesses and dealing with all the problems we're having, she's everywhere. So,
indeed.
But the church has been a church for a very long time. Ultimately, there haven't been kings and queens in Bordura in centuries. They were basically any remnants of that time. After the War from Above, they were a non-existent.
But does any of that string of Order members, does that line up with when the church was still a castle, or?
Yeah, the Order was really founded right around when the war from above happened. So there's names dating back, but yeah, I mean, it stands to reason that some of these people that worked for past Voxes and things like that could have known about passageways or,
Sure.
I mean, it seems like, I don't know. I mean, clearly Zora's journal got into there somehow too. Anyone who wants to, if anyone wants to take like the public housing records that Hera has on file, if anyone wants to like do an investigation check on
Hell
those, they're
no.
welcome to. If
I
anyone
would
peruse.
I would peruse. I don't. Yeah.
Not a chance. I'm just drinking my coffee.
Cool.
Well, I think Oz would definitely be doing that all
Okay.
morning.
Cool.
Since he's woken
Yeah,
up.
I would. Yeah, I would give. I'll get.
You should roll it then. I'm sure your investigation's higher than mine.
Yeah, why don't you? Yeah, if you want to take advantage on that for sure. And you're welcome. I would say you can. I would even allow you to.
I have a +6. What's yours?
Plus 0.
Oh.
I would say this. If you've been working on it all morning,
You're the only smart one of all of us.
How are you +6?
if you've been working on it all morning, I don't. You don't have to roll necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah, if you got up and like hit the books right away, you would find, you would find a record of someone owning property Z Buffon.
Buffon.
You would see record of them owning property in Demerara from 835 PA to 877 PA.
That's no small amount of time.
And that was a long time ago, right?
Like 350 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Z Buffon?
Yeah.
The same initial and name as the current Fox.
No. Z Buffon is the. Sorry, Z Buffon is the.
Oh, fuck. Sorry.
Yeah.
No. I got you. Never mind.
So
I'm just looking for reasons to not trust Sharon.
So what you. Fair. So Oz, what you know, what you can parse together is that, and drawing Hera in, I think what you would learn and know is that the reckoning ended. It started and ended. It all happened in 804, PA. And then there was records and public accounts of Zora going after Bastion was destroyed, helping move refugees and like replace them, and helping the Voxes of Greenbrier to basically like get the ship righted. You know, help a lot of things changed. You also know that was when, based on the heroics and the conversations that happened after that, a terrible event led to conversations with Rothatir, and it opened the borders back up. Like it basically made it so that a hobgoblin like yourself could live in Bordura. Like it became allowed again, where it was not a thing. And so off the top of your head, who knows, 1 or 2 decades maybe after that, there's no recorded like, and Zora Buffon died on XYZ date. Like there's no.
So there's no record of death.
She went off the face of the. Yeah, she kind of like faded from the limelight, and like this places her somewhere that no one had for a long time. So yeah, this basically places her as having, whether she lived here the whole time or like whether she just owned a home here. I mean, she was well off. She was a hero of the realm. So I mean,
so does it have like the property, the specific property she owns in this record then, or is it just, like, does it like where it is and stuff?
It looks like she owned a like small cottage, like not in like the downtown, but like kind of on the edges of the town as it like spreads out a little bit more. So it's still part of Demerara, but she was, it looks like she owned some sort of Harris says like, oh yeah, there's small like houses and cottages. Almost it's like farm country almost as you get out there.
Sure.
So
Can I find out who owns the property now?
yeah, it looks like it doesn't exist anymore. It
What?
looks
Like
it looks like it looks like that like anything, like it was a house that was there 400 years ago, and so it probably was torn down, and like it doesn't, based on like looking through like public records, and like you can like, having spent the morning, like you can see that it looks like that house as it stood, probably it looks like there's like building permits and things you can like kind of piece together, and so it looks like it probably is not the same actual physical structure that once stood there
Was that all that she owned?
in Demerara.
Gotcha. Just
Yeah,
that
that's the
cottage.
only record in Demerara.
I will say that doesn't answer the question, though. Who lives on that plot of land now?
Yeah. And is it close to like all of these, if it's on the edge of town, close to farmland, and we're going to be probably investigating
Heading that
farmland,
way.
are we going to be heading that
Yeah.
way?
Uh,
Like, is it close to that?
Sure. It is. I guess you didn't get a direction of. You knew that farm was like clearly like close enough that you could like get to it like in a short amount of time.
I assume there's probably also a decent amount of farms just surrounding the
Yeah, it
town?
all runs. Yeah, it all runs into farmland, and they're not all
Yeah.
huge farms either. Like there's a it's initial P and then Forest Forris is the who owns that.
Forest.
Yeah, P period Forest is the name of who owns that property now.
like forest without a T.
But it's IS. It's
IS.
FORRIS.
Oh, cool.
Because
Did he say that earlier?
He said
Yeah.
it just now.
I don't listen to exposition that doesn't.
I'm just a
concern me.
farmer.
I'm just a farmer. That's all I am.
So we're looking for P Forest now.
If you want, that's who owns that land. Like, and clearly, not to say that it doesn't necessarily say like what was built there. Like, it could be another residential property, could be like a shop. Who knows? You'd have to go explore.
What is it? Zora Buffon?
Mm-hmm.
Were they a wizard?
Yeah. Well, sorry. Yes, because I just said it, but I would say Oz would know that.
Okay.
She was a Professor Zora Buffon is what was written in Oz's book. So
I just can't imagine, or rather, I can't imagine that the kind of person who may have access to a secret room behind a magic bookshelf in a library may also have hiding places of other kinds wherever they live that may or may not even be attached to the physical structure they live in. My dad would hide shit from me and my sister not in the house because he knew we'd find it there. So
Well, if I know anything about wizards, Professor Buffon was a wizard. There's a lot of things that, well, we seek knowledge. Not only do we seek knowledge, we sometimes like to hoard it and keeping secrets. So that's very possible.
yeah, it's if you go this property, it should be if you want to walk there today at all, it should be on the north side of town. If you go up to where the church is and then head north, it's it should. I mean, you'll have to walk for a little ways, but you should be able to find it.
well, I mean, our day's looking full already. We've still, Arthur, you've still got to go meet Finster, right?
Yeah, I'm about to head out for that. He said we were meeting up early in the morning, so I assume that he'll probably be wanting to hit the market soon. If you all wanted to, I don't know, check out that in the meantime.
You said you ran into the Vox getting coffee?
Yeah, she was at Dolce when we showed up. Seemed like she said that she was planning on heading out to the farmlands later, and also had already heard about that plant rogue guardian that we ran into last night.
I'm not surprised that the Guardians would have told her as soon as they got word. Were you invited? She invited you to go to.
I offered my help to go check out the farmlands later, since I have some experience in that. I don't know if that's something that you all are interested in.
We were all invited. She
Yeah.
was particularly grateful for whatever we did here last night.
Well, why don't we check out the farmland and then
Great.
check out this Ferris estate?
But first, Finster.
Yeah. I'm gonna
But
head
first,
there,
Finster.
and then you all can. I don't know if did you want to tag along?
I'm gonna stay here and look over Buffon's accounts.
Great.
I'm in. Out of the book thing, but in on the adventure.
Great.
Yeah.
More the merrier. We're just gonna be buying produce, I think.
Oh, that still sounds better than reading a book.
I may get back to what I was working on earlier.
All right, so we have Bilbin and Arthur going on a little market adventure with Finster. We have Oz looking over things on Zora. Saren, what are you going back to work on right now?
I would reach back for the journal that I found and think about going through that, but then I think I would actually end up sitting down with that book that I found last night and just spending a little more time with it, a little more in depth.
Did you just start reading the book?
Yeah, I mean,
Cool.
I'm certainly not as well read as Oz is. I think I would.
Yeah.
I may not even know better than to just start from the beginning. Like, I think that might be the only way you can read a book is if you start. At the
And this
beginning.
is very much like I described. It's very much written in the way that a novel is written. So it's
Sure.
like it looks like this is a in a very real world, like it's Beatnik. It's like like Kerouac of our world. And so, from the deep wood to Death Mountain, my journey through the wild wonders of Bordura, by R. Yenilak is the author's name. You read the book. It talks about it's written in like multiple parts. From best you can tell, it looks like a lot of their travel started from Breakwater. So it looks like they probably were living there at the time. Yeah, southwestern Bordura, and they have stories about traveling north and going through. You see, they pass through Dublain at some point, and they travel all the way up to Du Nord, the city on the northern coast, frigid and freezing, tucked into the woods. Small, town up there. They reference traveling through the mountains, reference the mossbacks and their beauty, and the way that the weather is unlike anything they've ever experienced. They talk about Death Mountain and the frost dunes, the tundra of northern Bordura and all that it has to offer. And then, one of the parts the part that I think you're most interested in is he talks about on his way back to Breakwater on one of these adventures, he goes through the Deepwood, which you would know what the Deepwood are probably because they are on the south central coastline of Bordura, which Escaldera, not that it's a super quick journey by boat, but that is like one of the closest points of land to Escaldera,
right
off the southern coastline. And he goes over these accounts of coming along this group of people living in a clan of some sort in the woods. They were herbalists and made tinctures and used the magic of Mezaka in the earth, it seemed like. How large was the community that Saren grew up in?
Not incredible. I mean, I'm sure it ebbed and flowed generation to generation, but I think when I was growing up, it was 60 to 80 of us.
Cool. It looks like this group was bigger than that even. It looks like it's like, this decent, like 120 to 140 people, decent sized community. But again, he describes it as a complete surprise. Like almost like he happened upon them on accident, and they treated him with kindness, it seems, and he spent some time there and eventually found his way.
Did they like leave him with anything, or let him leave with anything rather?
It looks like they sent him with some sort of talisman on his way, and maybe a few potions or tinctures, but nothing incredibly specific. And as you get to the back of the book, you see that our Yenilak is a halfling.
There's no like date on this particular publishing of this.
This copy was published. This copy was published in it looks like it's a well-read book. This copy was published 40 years ago.
Oh, okay. So there's no way. Okay.
And can I ask a question? Has Saren used drugs before?
Yeah.
Cool. You are reading this and you're like, man, this guy was doing so many drugs. So like, he's not referencing like specific dates and stuff. He was living free
he's
out.
very much just.
Oh yeah, big time.
Isn't Saren super
Acid
young?
trip journal.
Yeah.
19.
Hey,
19, done a lot of drugs. Holy.
the beat.
I mean, not like.
Have you ever met a 19-year-old Fuse?
Also, I want to say specifically, not a lot of drugs in variety, but a lot of drugs in
in
quantity.
singularity.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Or in quantity,
Yeah.
probably.
There was one in particular that grew on Escaldera that got me in trouble once or twice.
What was it called?
Blind weed.
Whoa.
Actually?
Yeah.
Dope.
Escaldera, North Carolina. Same thing.
It's based on one and the same. Greenville,
Except little
Escaldera.
baby Will did no drugs as a kid.
No?
So true.
You good boy, you. Awesome, cool.
Well, Arthur,
Well,
is
What?
it time to go get some produce?
yep, I guess so.
We got to meet with this Winda guy,
Finster.
Finster.
What? Yep.
That's a bilingual joke for the listeners who know German.
That's such a niche category.
I love it.
Bilingual German.
Shout out to our German listeners. We're happy you're here.
Yep.
We love Adidas.
Yeah, we're wearing all Adidas right now.
Yeah.
Actually, Will is.
Are those Adidas or they just have 3 stripes?
No, they're
on them?
Adidas.
What?
Your shorts.
Your shorts.
Oh, they are.
Hey, not sponsored,
We did
but
it.
open to the idea of a contract.
Yeah. Hey, if you're gonna walk across Bordura, you better have the shoes for it.
Damn
Adidas.
straight.
Adidas.
Arthur and Bilbin, you head off to Sambu, and as you approach in the morning, you see a large Goliath man with just wearing like a black T-shirt and with like a cardigan over it, and and some slacks. Sees the two of you and says, "Oh well, Arthur, good morning."
Finster. Morning.
Morning, Bilbin. Nice of you to join us. Sorry we didn't get to talk too much last night. But
Yep, good to see you, Finster.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Well, are you? I assume this means you're joining us on our market trip.
Well, I tell you, there's a lot of reading back at the old base camp. So,
Not a big reader.
no.
I fancy myself more with cookbooks as well. So I understand.
Picture books are great. I love picture books.
Cookbooks?
Oh, cookbooks? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that doesn't have a lot of words is really what I'm into. But this sounded more interesting, of which case I followed Arthur to meet his good buddy Finster. So what you got for us?
Well, shall we?
Yeah, lead
Yep.
the way.
Great.
Mhm.
You walk up the slope street to head around the main square. You walk past Rum, where you were the night before, along with several other businesses. The streets are getting slightly busier than you saw them either last night or earlier this morning.
Morning. Morning.
Morning.
Morning.
Not you again, Stevens.
I'm on
God.
my way.
You as you get up to as you crest the top of the hill, you do see a few people offering a tithe. How's that word?
Tithe. Tithe.
For the non-Christian initiates, it is
I
time.
Yeah.
love for you that you don't know how to say
Me
that
too.
word.
I'm really proud
Yeah.
of you, baby.
Bestie.
Bestie.
I don't.
Baby.
We
See,
don't all.
I'm
we don't
with the
all
hip
need the same
terms.
traumas, gang.
Snaps.
Yours is just being from Wisconsin.
Sure. You see a few people offering a tithe to the massive church as you walk past, and in the sunlight of the new day, you see a few women outside. Both of you recognizing and seeing a little bit better now the women you saw the night before talking to Vox Geratana. As you're
is everywhere.
Vox is not there. Sorry, these are the women you saw the Vox talking to when you first got into town.
I thought you
Vo-
meant that they were talking with her again.
No.
Damn, she's everywhere.
As you walk past them, Finster looks to you too and says, "Best to stop and say a quick hello to the High Priestess. She's got a a lot of sway in this town, and it's best to stay on her good side.
The high priestess.
Yeah.
Does she run the old church or something?
Yeah, she's the head of the Church of Sambucius. She's a prickly woman, but
What do you mean it's best to stay on her good side?
she's just got a lot of pull in town, and she's
As the high priestess of the church?
the history of Demerara is tied to the worship of Sambucius in a lot of ways. I mean, my restaurant's named after the god, and so
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
But what does she have to do with how things run in the town if she's just running a church?
I think the thought is, the reason being that Sambucius has always given so much to our community, and so she is the face of. Yeah, she's the face of. I mean, we are the largest faction of worshippers. We have the largest faction of worshippers of Sambucius in all of Bordura here in Demerara. So, anyways, like I said, she's a bit prickly, but I like to say hello.
Bilbin kind of like looks at Arthur like, like a little puzzled, as in there's another power at bay here in this town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As you walk into the church with Finster, he puts a smile on his face and says, "Well, good morning, High Priestess." You see High Priestess Hala Mondaire standing in front of you.
Hala Bondare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of look over to Arthur and kind of whisper to him,
Seems that the Vox ain't the only thing that's pulling the strings around here.
Yeah, a lot of people put a lot of stake in this church.
Yeah, which I'm not one for these high authority figures, so I'd say keep an eye peeled.
Just one?
Well, maybe two.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
As you approach, you see High Priestess Hala Mondaire. Hala is a empowered, strong, and intimidating presence as you walk up. Tall woman with gray, straw-like hair, with a few remaining strands of its former golden color pulled up into an extremely tight bun atop her head. She's middle-aged, edging on old age. With,
edging
Jesus.
on old age.
No. I'm going to go back.
Fuck.
Pulled up into an extremely tight bun atop her head. She is middle-aged, edging on old age, with deep brown eyes and the wrinkles forming on her pale face and hands. She wears a robe of deep red and gold, almost perfectly matching the church behind her. As Finster says good morning, she looks towards him and says, "Well, good morning, Finster. Off to the market today?" Yes, showing my new friends Arthur and Bilbin around our fair town here. Well, hello.
Morning. I'm Arthur Page Llewellyn. Pleasure to meet you.
The High Priestess. It's nice to meet you as well.
Howdy, High Priestess. I'm Bilbin Billings.
So, pleasure. We saw several people come past the market already, and the pickings look rather slim, it would seem.
Already?
Yeah, I mean, things have been not growing well in town. It's not terribly surprising. Finster has a look of sullen, like his like face sinks a little bit.
May I ask what the cause of this lack of produce? Is there any? Have you found any reasoning for this?
I mean, I don't know what you've heard, young man, but there's a blight upon our town, it would seem. But seems like, Finster, you and all the other chefs will be able to deal with the slow season with the infusion of money that the Vox is giving you. Well, to the High Priestess, I can speak for myself in saying that I'm very appreciative of what the Vox is doing, helping us out with this slow season and bringing in these fellas and gals from the Guardians from the big city to help and see if they can figure out why the crops aren't growing and all the other strange things happening around town. The high priestess looks at him and says, "Well, I heard they had a particularly unimpressive dining experience at your restaurant several days ago. It seems like they haven't made much progress yet." And then Finster says, "Well, I believe they can help us out." The high priestess looks to both of you first and then looks back at him and says, "Might be more helpful if we saw more people like yourself coming to give thanks to Sambucius himself. It might help bring you more health, wealth, and happiness into your and all the other businesses on the brink of closing before it's too late." And
Well, I got plenty of health, wealth, and happiness, but thank you very much, Holla.
well, Finster, looking like a sad puppy, looks at her and just says, "Well, yes, High Priestess, I'll be sure to stop by soon. Thank you." And then he turns to her assistant and says, "How are you doing today, Rin?" And you see younger, looks like she's in her mid-20s, honestly, wearing a mousy expression on her face, beautiful porcelain skin, and eyes that are such a deep blue that they almost look like they're like a violet color, like flecks of violet in them. Black hair shining from the sun above, falls messily behind her head in a ponytail. Looks like she's a half-elven woman, and she's got like a large stack of books and scrolls in her arm, which is what you saw yesterday too. It looks like she's just like holding tons of things for the high priestess. And as Finster addresses her, she says, I prefer Deaconess Rosewood these days." Finster says, "Oh, apologies, Deaconess. Well, I hope you're doing well this fine spring morning." "I'm fine, thank you. I hope you have a nice shopping trip." And with that, Finster nods to the high priestess and Rin, and the three of you head on your way. And as you walk away, Finster says, "Sorry you fellas had to experience the high priestess and all of her. She clearly is not in a good mood this morning."
Yeah, she seems a bit high-strung. Could I don't know if this is even necessary, but could I make an insight check specifically on what she said about money going to other, like, local businesses and stuff?
Yeah, what are you trying to glean?
I mostly just trying to confirm my suspicions that she seems really pissed that because Giratana is siphoning money from the church, correct, to pay for the Guardians.
Yeah, I'm not going to make you roll. You've found what seems to be a thing here, which is that the Church of Sambucius is so tied to what the industry is here in Demerara that there's been everything you've heard is that this is usually a bustling, flourishing city for hospitality and tourism and fine dining and farm agriculture. So it feels like the city has not had a problem with money being able to go around.
Yeah.
Which has included the ability to, have, the city helping bring money into the church that is a cornerstone of the town.
Did it feel like a threat when she was saying to Finster about, business owners and stuff?
You
not
roll
bringing money and stuff.
You can roll a perception check.
Okay. Perception?
Oh, yeah, or insight, I guess.
Insight would be 17.
I don't know if threat's the right word. I don't think you felt like she was intending to be threatening. It was just more of a matter of fact. It's this weird thing of like Sambucius is health, wealth, and happiness, but what does that mean? And so I think for some people it means lovely restaurants and dining, and like for a high priestess it means worship. And so I think she feels like it seems like she sounded frustrated about two things, which was the money being sent to restaurants and also the money being sent to the Guardians. And so, yeah, I think that's what you glean. Not threatening, but
Okay.
clearly, like, I think...
Maybe like backed in a corner kind of vibe of just, it feels like a lot of people are being backed into corners in this town.
Yeah, well, and Finster's just a guy.
Yeah,
right? Like
for
Finster,
sure.
Finster's a
Yeah.
chef. Like you've met a lot of notable people in this town. People, people know who Finster is because he owns an excellent restaurant in the city, but he's just a guy.
Yeah.
Whereas like everyone else you've met is like Fox, High Priestess, like librarian that's also
Has
not super important, but
influence.
Order the Scribes. So she
Yeah.
does things for the city. So you basically saw like a community member who has a lot of pressure on himself going up to a High Priestess who clearly has clearly is dealing with financial loss from a financial stream for the church that she's used to. And so she was not kind, obviously,
Cool.
but not
Like
necessarily.
taking it out on the first thing that she sees. Kind
of. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, that's all I was looking for.
Cool. Yeah, Finster says, yeah, she's prickly woman, as I said.
You indeed were correct about that.
Not always. It's times are tough around here.
Sure. What was that with the deaconess?
Oh yeah,
Rin?
Rin. Yeah. So there's in the Church of Sambucius, there's the High Priestess, and then there's deacons and deaconesses, and they basically are the people that help, do the day-to-day work in the church. So Rin was a sweet kid. I've been in the city for a while, and she grew up in this town, and she found a space in the church in these last few years. So she's still very new to it, and it seems like she comes from a family that's very passionate about the church, but I wouldn't want to be stuck day to day with the High Priestess as her personal assistant.
Not at all. Looked like there was some sort of familiarity there.
With Rin?
Yeah, you two friends or friends with her parents?
Oh, her parents her parents would often come into the restaurant growing up, and I know a lot of people around town just from my position as proprietor, and we've been very fortunate that Sambu has been such a popular restaurant over these last several years. So yeah, I know a lot of people. Rin's a sweet kid. Anyways,
Task at hand.
We'll see what we can find.
All right. So we're here at the market. What is the first place that you go to? Where do we go?
Well, I usually try to look around to see. The most important. The crops have been the main thing that we've been trying to go after recently. That's been the thing that's had the slimmest pickings. And as you walk up, you do see that the High Priestess was, while she was barbed in her conversation, you do see that, it's slim pickings. There's farmers and proprietors out there set up. There's booths with, you see like some broccolis and carrots and cabbages for vegetables. A lot of some of the things that can grow in the earlier parts of the year. You see some butchers selling meat. The people selling like fine cheeses or meats or things like that. Like they have a pretty full spread, but it seems like in particular the hauls from the things you've already heard, which is that local farms have been struggling. It seems like the pickings are more slim. And Finster says, we should get what we can while they still have it.
All right, lead the way. Grease those palms.
Great. Yeah, Finster walks around. Most of the vendors know who he is. He walks up to someone selling broccoli and carrots and says, "Well, Anna, how are you doing today? These are my friends, Arthur and Bilbin. They're visiting from out of town, and they're joining me on my food run for the day."
Hey there, I'm Arthur Page Llewellyn.
Well, hello there.
Pleasure to meet you.
Anna, it's very nice to meet you. I own me and my family own a farm on the western side of town. Things are good. Finster, as you know, we've had a tough go of it. The carrots and broccoli have grown in well, but we had a big field of cabbage that seemed like it was doing fine, and then all of a sudden, less than a week ago, it just went out one day to tend the field, and it was just gone.
Any sort of like warning, or did it just like that go bad?
Overnight. It's the funniest thing.
Now, can I ask, when do these guardians come to town?
The Guardians? Oh, I think they've been here for a week or two. It seems. I don't know. I don't live right in the city, so I come in on market days.
You ain't seen nothing strange since these guardians came here?
As far as I know, there's been no changes, but I don't know. Just trying to go about my days.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
As are we. Mm-hmm.
Well, you got broccoli and carrots then?
Yeah, absolutely. Finster, what do you need? Yeah, you grab those veggies. You keep walking around.
Are there multiple like vegetable farmers here?
Yeah.
So if we would make multiple stops, obviously we don't have to role play them all, but
Sure.
does it seem like everybody is having a similar issue where they have a certain crop that's gone bad? Is there any sort of regionality to this?
It seems like if there are farmers further outside of the city, it seems like they might be. It seems like all the farms that are closest to the city are having similar problems.
But the farms outside of the city are better off?
I think that every farm at this market seems like they have had. So it seems like the ones that are closer to the city it's talk about like things have happened more frequently or like whatever it may be. But like every farm, there's not an individual stand. Like it sounds like everyone's aware and frustrated and like doesn't know what's happening.
Is there any sort of similarity to the crops that are going bad, or is it all kind of a mishmash?
Mishmash.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, crops are going bad. The farmers, money's being pulled to go to the Vox, right? Rather than the church.
Well, the Vox. Think of the Vox as like managing city funds, and so
the Vox
there's been
is-
money being pulled to go from the church going into like local restaurants, basically. So it's like kind of like a government handout to like small businesses, basically.
Okay.
You haven't heard anything about those necessarily going to the farms as well, but yeah, I think I'm going to call this session right now, gang. I think we've been playing for a while. I feel like we've done a lot of fun things, and I think it'd be fun to pick up the next episode at the market.
Cool.
So, with that being said,
Veggie break.
veggie bread.
Veggie break.
You can think about all the delicious vegetables that are in short supply. Well, hey, thank you again to everybody for tuning in to listen. What's everyone thinking about what's going on? I know there's a lot of stuff happening in Demerara. How's everyone feeling right now?
I don't trust anyone.
Honestly, I'm like very confused because there's a lot going on with. You got farmers losing crops. You got the high priestess that has influence in the town that is also mad because she's losing funds. We're still trying to figure out this whole fungi guardian situation, which I feel like we still don't know much information on. So there's just like a lot of unanswered questions right now.
My brain's working. I feel like we've come across a couple red herrings. I feel like I feel
For
like
sure.
the main focus is the kind of two-sided coin of.
Church and state.
Well, I was gonna say mushroom people,
Yes.
infections, and then blight.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the core problem that's cascading into all these other problems, and then
there's just political strife happening because of all of that.
right, and
The
then the one
Guardians
thing
are all mixed up in
that
this.
predates that is kind of goes back to the Guardians.
Yeah.
Maybe hypothetically is like who is someone is doing this. We know somebody was
Yeah.
puppeting that
And
mushroom guy.
I guess my question is, where do you think is our next heading? Should we go to this Ferris land? This P. Ferris plot of land? Maybe there's
Definitely. I
feel
mean, I
like
think
we
that,
should. I feel
along
like
with
that-
investigating the farmland, seems like very important to like physically figure out what's going on.
Yes.
And then
Right.
talking to the like movers and shakers, like checking out the church, checking out Vox's places kind of thing.
Yeah, I want to go down underneath the church. And,
Yeah, there's got to
there's
be
probably
something going on
some
there.
stuff.
But I think the farm, if like actually getting hands on with like the actual veggies and stuff.
Yeah, that could
Crops.
definitely
We'll
give us
find
some
out.
sort
I
of
mean,
hint
yes.
into.
And I can tell like Hall is obviously disgruntled. I don't know if it's disgruntled far enough that she's like, willing to call upon her deity to blight farms because of her disgruntledness, but
But also that
feels maybe too far.
that has also come back to bite her in the ass. If
For
that
sure.
if that was her doing for that reason, like that went the opposite way she wanted it to.
Yeah.
So
Someone's pulling strings and I can't tell.
I don't know. We're gonna brute force this puzzle too, boys.
Yes, brute force. Yeah.
Hell yeah, we did it.
Yay.
Thanks for tuning in. Follow us on stuff, social media stuff, Patreon if we have it at this point. If not,
Down the
probably-
street.
down the street.
Down the street.
Yeah,
Follow us down the street.
Yeah, come to Martha's.
Come find me on the street.
and,
I'll be at most bus stops along Gallatin.
True.
I've seen it.
That's so true.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, All Stars.